Story time of how I found out my son had cancer and the journey, part two. So I left off of the first year and a half was really hard. He had bacterial infections. He had viral infections. Anytime his temperature would go above 100.4, we had to rush to the hospital and be at the hospital within 1 hour. 1 hour they gave you from the moment you find out he has an infection, because what happens in the body when people are undergoing chemo is that you have no defense in your body. You have no army to defend any viruses or bacteria coming in. So if you catch a bacteria or any type of infection, what they call it is sepsis. That's what sepsis is. It takes over the entire body and it can kill you. So with anybody that's going through cancer and they get any infection, they have to run to the hospital and get a dose of antibiotics. My son also had COVID. um, and I had a lot of support from family and friends in the beginning, as far as like donating money. Let me tell you, we're still paying copays, still paying. Look, I'll show you. I'm gonna cover my address. Quest for Kai. Where's Kai's name? Quest for Kai. Can you see it? No, you can't. Kai, still paying bills. Here comes Kai. Still paying bills for these treatments and blood and everything, co-pays, doctor's visits, going to and from the hospital, to the hospital, gas. It's a lot. And unfortunately, I have to stay home and take care of my child because if anything were to happen, I have to run. So that's the reason why I use social media as an income source, because of this reason. Besides, I have a son that's also handicapped. He's 24 years old, and if anything happens to him, I have to be here as well. So these are one of the reasons why I stay home. I digress. Going back. So after the year and a half, they go through 3-month block stages. So he's been in remission for the last like 9 months, and thankfully everything has been going good, considering that they have not found any new cells, any new cancer cells. They have not found any bad infections, besides the normal colds and things like that, because we did end up moving back to New York, so that way his dad can be closer to him. His dad was not able to move to Florida, so we had to come back to New York just for my son to be with his dad and us to be a family again. And because the support is definitely, you need support. Like I was doing a lot of it by myself. My husband was coming back and forth, and it was a lot. But anyway, so with the cancer, it was, we went to the hospital a lot. Like we were at the hospital 3-4 days out of the week. If we were not admitted, it was traveling back and forth for treatments at a time. And slowly but surely, he was getting a lot better. Like his hair grew back, and then they gave him another medication, and the hair fell off again. And now look at my beautiful son. And he just came from the barbershop today, because tomorrow will be his bell ringing ceremony at the hospital here in New York. And we are celebrating his last treatment, right, Kai? You're happy, right? Yeah. No more medicine. You want to tell them about going to the hospital and going to get medication and your port and stuff?
Oh.
You remember when you were going to Joe DiMaggio?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So on February, I'm gonna take out my port, and I'll get in the hospital. I'm going to be sleeping in the dizzy room. So when they take out the port, I'm still gonna be sleeping. So I'm not gonna feel the port. I'm not like going to feel the port coming out.
Mm-hmm. So do you remember when you go to Joe DiMaggio?
Yes.
What they did in Joe DiMaggio?
They had a butterfly and they put it in my port.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So you heard it from Kai. So he's doing a lot better with his treatment. Like I said, he's in remission, and his treatment is almost over. We got about 2 more weeks left. Tomorrow we're gonna be doing the bell ringing just because of scheduling, and it's his last treatment with the port. So the last port treatment will be tomorrow, and then in the middle of February they're gonna take out the port, February 10th. So we are celebrating. We are super excited. We are happy that we got to this point, and no more medication as of February 7th. No medication because he still takes a daily chemo pill. So when I tell you, this has been a long journey, for, not only for me, not me, no, not only for Kai, but for me and my husband, and our family members as well, his siblings. Like everybody is invested in Kai's health. Always we always make sure that nobody is sick around him. No, we always make sure that nobody like washing of the hands and making sure the hygiene is good so that way he doesn't get sick and he doesn't catch anything. But when I tell you that, just take care of your family members. Make sure you really pay attention to the things that you're eating, because a lot of the foods do cause cancer. Believe it or not, we would never in a million years thought that this was gonna touch our family, and it did. And we are grateful that we are coming out good on the other side, but there's people that don't. So right now we eat about 90% organic, very clean foods, because a lot of the carcinogens, even our pots, a lot of the carcinogens like red, blue, yellow, sunflower oil, safflower oil, corn oil, all of these chemicals, preservatives, nitrates, things like that cause cancer. So even our Tupperware is glass. We don't use plastic, because plastic, when you heat it up, there's a forever chemical that gets in the food that you're heating up, and you are ingesting that, and that stays forever floating in your body. You cannot get rid of that. There's no medication, there's no peeing it out, none of that. So what I'm trying to tell you with this message is, like, eating organic is it's expensive. I'm not gonna say it's not, but let me tell you, to go through what we have been through, I'd rather pay to another dollar or two to get clean apples, or cleaner apples, or cleaner eggs, or cleaner bread, or whatever, you know? So our story of how Kai in his journey through leukemia, and now we're on the other side, happy, healthy, and looking forward to a long lasting life with my baby. Right?
Yes.
Say bye.
Bye.